Hello everyone, welcome to Commerce classes, and today we will be understanding cost in difference point. Cost in difference point is an application of PV analysis which helps us to choose between different methods of production. Right? So it identifies that method of production out of available alternatives which is more profitable for a given level of output. That is, if you are having two or more methods or machines of production available and you are to make a choice between the two. So this indifference point will let you choose the method or the technique which will give you more profit. So it's a cost minimization or profit maximization technique. It helps in management decision making regarding the choice of methods, and it determines that level of output where total cost or profit of two alternatives is same. That is why you call it cost in difference point. That is, it is that point or that level of activity in various methods of production or techniques where there is no difference in the cost. So at this point of activity, the total cost of the given methods or techniques is going to be same. So if total cost is same, profitability will also be same. So it will give you that level of output where total cost or profit of given two alternatives is same. Now the basic assumptions under which this method works is that at least there are two methods of production available. That is why there is a choice, right? You are choosing from the given method, so you should have at least two methods available. We are restricting our discussion only to two methods for BCom honors. Second assumption is that one of the methods involve lower fixed cost and higher variable cost, and the other method is having higher fixed cost and lower variable cost. See, that is the reason that we have to choose between the two methods. If both the methods are such that one method is having fixed cost as well as variable cost as higher and the other one is having both the cost lesser, then there is no question of choosing. We will obviously go for the method which is having lower cost, both fixed and variable. The only problem in decision making is that one method is having higher fixed cost but lower variable cost. So you are understanding, when the variable cost is lower, that means your contribution is going to be higher. You will have more contribution, but that excess in contribution will be cancelled by the higher fixed cost. So you will have to choose the method very carefully. You will have to choose a method wherein you can have a balance of the two. Right? So that balance is obtained through cost in difference point, which is in terms of units is calculated as difference in fixed cost over difference in contribution per unit. Or if you want to calculate cost in difference point in terms of sales, that is rupees, sales value, then it is difference in fixed cost upon difference in PV ratio. So it will give you a break even of the two methods. So in a way, the two methods at this level of activity are going to have the same total cost and same profit level. So if you go beyond that, that means at this level, suppose both the methods, there are two methods, both the methods are giving you 50,000 rupees of profit. Okay, now if you go beyond this activity level, if your activity is more than this, it will imply that on all additional sales, you will be getting more profit. That will be pure profit, isn't it? So the method which is giving you more contribution, that will be more beneficial in that case, because you are already at the same level of profit at cost in difference point. So when you go beyond that, every additional contribution is your profit. More the contribution, more is the profit. So you will go for the method wherein your contribution is more or PV ratio is higher, right? And when we say PV ratio is higher, it implies variable cost is lesser. Okay, so in case your budgeted or actual sale is going to be more than above this level, you will go for a method which is having higher PV ratio. And a higher PV ratio implies, as per assumption, lower variable cost and higher fixed cost. Because you have already covered the cost, so you are not to be afraid of the cost. We have already covered fixed cost. So we will go with the method wherein PV ratio is higher. However, if your actual activity level is below this, in that case, you should choose a method wherein you have lesser fixed cost. Reason being that at this level of activity, both methods are giving you same profit. But if you go slightly below this, slightly left of this activity level, it means that your profitability is going to fall. Isn't it? If you sell lesser, your contribution is going to be lesser and so will be your profitability. But out of that contribution, you are still to cover fixed cost. So you should choose a method which will be having lower fixed cost. So when you are below this activity level, this cost in difference point, a method with lower fixed cost is more profitable, because lower the fixed cost, more will be your profitability. But when you go above this, when you go beyond this level, it is just like a break-even point of two methods. So when you go beyond a break-even point, then you go for higher profits, higher contribution, higher PV ratio, because we know that all contribution that we attain after this is pure profit. We have already gone beyond the cost. So now we don't need to look at the cost. If we go beyond this, we just need to look at PV ratio. Is it higher? Higher PV ratio, higher profit. So we should choose the method with the higher PV ratio. Right? So this is how managerial decisions are taken. Now you can understand this with the help of example. Now suppose we have a choice between, say, two machines. You have a machine 1 and machine 2. You can select any two. Or you can say that there are two techniques of production. Two methods of production are available and you can choose any of the two. So how will we make the choice? Suppose the installed capacity, that is the total capacity of these machines is, say, 10,000 units and 10,000 units. Both are same. Okay. Now fixed cost. Fixed cost for machine 1 is 2,40,000 rupees and for the next machine it is 1 lakh rupees. So this one is going to give you having lesser fixed cost. So it will be having lower break-even point also. So that way it is beneficial. Now estimated profit at above capacity level is, say, 1,60,000 and 1 lakh. Okay. So we are not given the cost. We'll have to calculate that. Now assume selling price to be 100 rupees per unit. Okay. Now we are to say determine break even point. Let us make our question simple first of all. So break even point for each machine. Since the information is given in unit terms as well as in rupee terms, selling price is given, so we can determine sales activity also. So we can make the calculation in unit as well as in rupee terms. So let us make the calculation. So first of all, we'll record all the information available to us. Okay, so capacity installed is 10,000 units. That means maximum sales activity in terms of rupees will be units into selling price, that is 100 rupees. Selling price is 100. So that will be 10,000 into 100, 10 lakh rupees. Here also 10 lakh rupees. Then you have fixed cost and estimated profit. 2,40,000 here, 1,60,000 here, 1 lakh and 1 lakh each in case of machine 2. Now to determine break-even point, what do we need? We need contribution and we need PV ratio. So what is contribution here? We are not given that. Contribution can be taken as fixed cost plus profit, isn't it? This is our formula. When we reach contribution, we either reach it from the top of the cost table, that is selling price minus variable cost is contribution, or we move from the bottom. Contribution minus fixed cost is profit. So contribution is equal to profit plus fixed cost. So it is going to be 2,40,000 plus this 4 lakh here and it is 2 lakh here. So what is PV ratio? We can determine contribution per unit also, because when you relate it with the units, your contribution per unit is 40 rupees, contribution per unit is 20 rupees. So that we can also take up if we want to calculate amounts in unit terms. But if we want to calculate amounts in rupee terms, we can make PV ratio. So let us solve PV ratio. It is contribution upon sales into 100. So 4 lakh upon sales 10 lakh into 100. So 40%. Okay, so now you are understanding why we are having a choice here. We need to make a decision. Reason being, this method is having higher fixed cost, but it is having higher profitability also. Its variable cost component is 60% and here in the variable component will be, cost component will be 80%. So this method is having lower fixed cost, but it is having higher variable cost. So we cannot make a direct choice. We'll have to look for the cost in difference point. So let us first solve break-even point in terms of rupees, which is fixed cost upon PV ratio. So fixed cost is your, in this method, 2,40,000 upon 40%, that is 6 lakh rupees. Whereas here in the fixed cost is 1 lakh, so upon 20%, that is 5 lakh. So I hope you can analyze this. It means that in case of method 1, if you choose machine 1 or method 1, your break-even point is 6 lakh. That is, if you go beyond 6 lakh, then only you will be making profit. But below 6 lakh, you are going to have loss. But this method is having lower break-even point, which means that it is going to give you profit after 5 lakh rupees of activity is reached. So if your sales activity is below 6 lakh, okay, then this method will give you some profit. And if it falls below even 5 lakh, in that case, at least the profitability, this method is going to give you lesser losses because it has lesser fixed cost. This will be giving you more of losses. So a simple analysis can be done here, that if your sales are below this higher point, then choose a method with lower fixed cost, because that will at least give you some profit, or your losses will be minimum. But of course, when you go above this 6 lakh, in that case, every additional sale is going to contribute 40% towards profit, whereas herein your contribution is only 20%. So what is the cost in difference point? Cost in difference point means that the point wherein both the methods will give you same level of cost and profit. So cost in difference point. It is difference in cost, fixed cost, and difference in PV ratio. So your fixed cost is 2,40,000 and 1 lakh. So difference is 1,40,000, and PV ratio 40% and 20%. So difference is 20%. So that means your cost in difference point is 7 lakh rupees. That is, at this level of activity, both the methods will give you same same total cost and same profitability. Now, how will you make the management decisions? So let us see the effect of this. This we have already analyzed. That is, if your output is, or activity level is below 6 lakh. Okay, then we are to choose the method. Which one? Method 2, because it has lower break-even point. Because if your sale goes below this, up to 5 lakh, you will at least make some profit here. And even below this, this will give you lesser of losses. Now, when your output is above 6 lakh, still you have one more bifurcation here of 7 lakh. That is the break-even point of two methods, cost and difference point. So when your output is, it may be above 6 lakh, but it is below this 7 lakh, sorry. So if your output is below 7 lakh, in that case, you should choose that method which is having lower fixed cost, because at this level, both the methods are giving you same level of profit. So if you are having activity level below this, it will imply you should choose a method with lower of the cost, so that every contribution that you earn, that will give you more profit because lower cost is involved. So you should choose a method which is having lower fixed cost. So now method 2 will be chosen. And if your output goes above 7 lakh, that is cost in difference point, then you should choose a method which is having higher PV ratio. Okay, so it is not that we are comparing only one component. We have to compare both break-even as well as profitability, that is PV ratio. So if you go beyond this, because we are saying that at this level both methods will give us same profit. So if you go beyond this, so beyond this, every sale is going to give you pure profit. So herein, every sale will contribute 40% towards profit, and here the sale will contribute 20% towards profit, which implies that you should choose method 1, machine 1. So we can say that cost in difference point is the basic bifurcation, wherein if you go beyond that, choose a method which is having higher profitability, and below this choose a method which is having lower cost, lower fixed cost. You can check this also, the result. Suppose the level of activity is for the next year is say budgeted at 8 lakh rupees. Okay, so which method is suitable? Okay, show your calculations. Now, as per cost in difference point, we know that if we go above this, okay, as level of activity is more than cost in difference point, so we should choose method 1 with higher PV ratio. So you should choose this method. Now, how will you explain it? You can show the calculations and then you can explain that why this method is better. Now, the profitability under method 1. Profitability is calculated as sales minus break-even sales into PV ratio. This is a simple formula to calculate profit at any activity level, because at this point you have covered both the costs. So above this you will be having pure profit. So your sale is 8 lakh, and for machine 1 break-even point is 6 lakh. Okay, so PV ratio is 40%. So 2 lakh into 40%, that is 80,000. So you will be making this much profit. Whereas profit in machine 2 will be sales same 8 lakh. Break-even point for this machine is 5 lakh. But their profitability is 20%. Every additional unit is contributing only 20%. So 3 lakh into 20%, that is 60,000. So obviously the method that you have chosen is giving you more profit. Likewise, you can verify these decisions by taking an activity level which is below 7 lakh. So you can say we are taking 6 lakh rupees of activity level. So 6 lakh, at 6 lakh, this machine is not going to give you any profit. But this machine is going to give you 6 lakhs minus 1 lakh, that is 5 lakh, that is 1 lakh into 20%, 20,000 rupees of profit. So your choice is relevant here, your choice is correct here, that you should choose a machine with the lower fixed cost when your activity level is below this. Alright. So on the basis of cost in difference point, we can make a choice between the methods of production, that which method will be better. Now, let us consider one more example to understand the question. Okay, the basic concept. So you are to choose between two machines, machine 1 and 2. Output is given 10,000 and 10,000 units each. Profit of the given level is 30,000 and 24,000. Fixed cost is 30 and 16,000. So calculate break-even point. So first thing is very simple. We need to focus on the level of output at cost and difference point. But let us make all calculations first. So machine 1 and machine 2. We are given output 10,000 units, 10,000 units. Okay, we are not given selling price, etc. So we can make all calculations in rupee form. So profit is given and fixed cost is given. 30,000, 30,000 here, 24,000 for second machine, and fixed cost of 16,000, which means contribution is fixed cost plus profit, that is 60,000 for machine 1 and 40,000 for machine. Since we are not given selling price, so we cannot calculate sales, so PV ratio won't be used here. So we can calculate contribution per unit, which is equal to total contribution upon number of units. So 60,000 rupees of contribution divided by 10,000 units, that gives you 6 rupees per unit of contribution, and here you will be having 4 rupees of contribution per unit. So your break-even point for individual machines will be fixed cost upon contribution per unit. So here in fixed cost is 30,000 upon 6, that means 5,000 units, and here it is 16,000 upon 4, that is 4,000 units. right? So this is break even point. Next is level of output where both machines are equally profitable, that is cost indifference point. So cost indifference point is difference in fixed cost upon difference in contribution. Because we will be making calculations in unit terms, we are not given the selling price. So difference in fixed cost is 14,000 and difference in contribution is 2 rupees per unit. So that means 7,000 units. So how should we choose between different levels of activities based on cost indifference point? Based on this, if the activity level is below 7,000 units, then we should choose a machine with lower fixed cost, because you are not able to come to the balanced output, that is 7,000, wherein both will give you same result. So you should choose a method with the lower cost involved so that you have more of profit. So here in the machine X2, so you will be choosing machine X2 with lower fixed cost. But if your activity level is above 7,000 units, then you should choose a machine which is having higher contribution. Because now you have already covered the total cost, you are at equal level of profit at this sale. So you should choose a method which is having higher contribution, because every additional sale above this is going to give you pure profit in terms of contribution. So more the contribution, more will be your profitability. So this machine is having machine 1 X1. So machine X1 will be chosen in this category. Let us see how this happens in the actual decision making arena. So machine suitable for actual output of 6,000 units. So when 6,000 units are there, it means you are not able to come up to this. So choose machine with lower fixed cost. So in this case, we will have to choose machine 2. Whereas in this case, you will be choosing machine X1. So if we are to show our working, suppose your question says that show your workings clearly or explain your answer. So at 6,000 units, what will be the profitability? Profit for machine 1 and profit for machine 2 will be, profits formula is sales minus break-even point into contribution per unit. This is in terms of units. Had we been having sales in rupee terms, our formula will be sales minus break-even sales into PV ratios. This is a simple formula. So for machine 1, 6,000, its break-even point is 5,000 units and contribution per unit is 6 rupees. So this will give you 6,000 rupees of profit. Second machine, 6,000 minus their break-even point is 4,000 and their contribution is 4 rupees per unit. So they are giving you 8,000. So obviously you have made correct selection of second machine. Similarly at 6,000, 10,000 units, what will happen? Profit of X1 machine will be 10,000 minus their break-even point into their contribution. So now you are having more sales, so more profit. 30,000 rupees and profit of second machine will be 10,000 minus 4,000. Of course you have more sales, but because this is having lesser contribution, so your overall profitability is declined. So a machine with higher contribution is chosen. So this is how you can explain your answer, right? So this management decision making must be considered with a view about cost indifference point. I hope this calculation of cost indifference point and relevant managerial decision making is clear to you, and you can practice some more questions based on this. So stay learning and practicing, stay smiling. Thank you.